So we've broken so many, statistics that I'm inclined to believe that, we're going to probably break another one.
Dude, I was saying, man, I've never been so short in my entire life coming into this week.
Yeah, it's man, it's a crazy market. What I'm keeping my eye on is tomorrow. Tomorrow the month closes, so I always look to see the close relative to the high and low and whatever time frame I'm using. And of course, the bigger the time frame, the more truth there is to that bar. So right now we're sitting on the low end of the monthly bar. We've got one more day, today's session and tomorrow. And, I'm hoping we close at or lower than where we are now, but certainly, closer to the low. And it certainly looks like we're going to do that in the S&P. Those are the Qs. That's the NASDAQ. We have the S&P, and then we have the Dow. So these are kind of death stars, kind of pointing lower into September. So, I've got this huge bear thesis. This is the IGV, the technology. That's a bad looking bar, if you're bullish. But, here again, just because it closed on the low, now the problem is, how do you navigate through the previous price history? Is it noisy? Is it, or do we just slice through here? So you can see, we're right at the low end of this monthly bar, but then we've got to clear through all of this underbrush that was created in this June through August rally. So, the question is, do we just keep going? Does this, get more bearish? I'm more bearish than, most out there. I've put on some significant bets, because of that. So I see this. So there's always, markets always retreat to these kind of funny lines here. So that's what, 220. But it's a question, how do we get there? How do we clean through this thing? Is it noisy? So we could close at the low end tomorrow and then, start heading higher into September and then, have to kind of do that dance. So, we closed on the low yesterday. We're rallying again today. And yesterday the market just failed. It was, Dow was down 200, got back to about unchanged, and then failed right on the close. So we closed right on the low. So I don't think we can sustain today's rally. We're going to open like 200 lower in the Qs, but can you just gap and sustain off here? So again, I think we just have to build some space away. Saying that, yeah, this has gone up, and now, you kind of just have to build away before you fall. Now, there's a lot of people who think that the lows are in, that these lows are going to hold, and that, you could have something like that. We've never had a 50% rally and gone and made new lows since World War II in the S&P. So the question is, do we come here and then start, digging in, or do we, so it's this constant dance. But I just think that I've looked at all of these longer term patterns. You kind of have this ascending, broadening going on here. I just, peeled, back all these patterns and they still look, but every day it's a dance. Every day they put you on your back foot, wondering what, they want to do and what have you. So this is kind of the problem. And, I just hated the way we started this week, because last week we had a gap, we just opened lower. And then yesterday you just opened low. And I was saying even on the session yesterday that, I don't know, man, I just, you don't usually leave these bars behind. Typically I would like to have this thing kind of rally in here and then fail. I don't want to see it open lower and then start creeping through the previous, weeks unchanged, and then kind of, climbing back that way. So,
why don't you like that?
I'm a little bit afraid of, when you go straight up like this, you kind of need to build away. You need to build some space so that you can, have a clean move lower. So it's just, we're jammed up in here. And we've got a Friday jobs report and on and on and on. I mean, I just, look, my thesis is that, you have this channel, maybe you come back and bang the underside of this channel again. So there's all kinds of nonsense that can go on in here on its way down. But I just continue to feel the preponderance of evidence is that we are going to take out these lows. But, there's a lot of people who are saying we're not, that the lows are put in and, you could get something like that. So, it clearly puts you on your feet. I've made some sizable bets. I've made some money, and then you wonder, should I just book the money or, so it's very, very difficult in here. The S&P, I just, there's 3 different bear patterns, but then, it's like, you think you got it, but they find some way to take it away. So you've never had a 50% retracement of a move, which you've had here, and then gone and made a new low since World War II. So we've broken so many, statistics that I'm inclined to believe that, we're going to probably break another one. So again, we rallied 50% or more from that low. We retraced 50% of that move. And since World War II, we've never retraced 50% and gone on and make a new low. So, I don't know, that kind of messes with your head too. But I just feel like, there's just so many bear price patterns. And this is what we just got to keep an eye on, these patterns. So you have the double top, you have the ascending wedge. If we started climbing back through 44, I'd have to throw in the towel and say, okay, we're going to go and make a new high. So it's kind of how we kind of navigate this area. And then there was another kind of megaphone top that kicks in here. So there's 3 major bear patterns. And I'm going, okay, how does the markets, negate all this and still go up? But it can, I just don't like the way this kind of, I don't, usually you need some kind of consolidation and then, so I still think that there's still room that this can find a way to go up again and then, drop or, keep going. So this is a, megaphone top and, it just does feel like we want to go that way. I still feel like we're looking at this. I do. But, every day it's back and forth and, forces you to reassess and on and on.
So you can see, 45 is 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So popped out a profit for 118,000 there.
So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market just going nuts.
I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now $23,000 gain.